Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Erica. Please like, share, subscribe. My main channel is called Erica Owning Bowl Farm D. This channel is a supplemental channel that helps you with travel, helps you with Bible study, and also this channel, I talk more about a non-pharmaceutical approach to healing journey. So if you would, grab a hot beverage, pull up a seat, and join me. I'm Dr. Erica, pharmacist, licensed and registered here in the States. I'm a legal pharmacist-in-charge, and I am also a doctor of pharmacy. This is my 13th year this year as a pharmacist, and I will be have practiced for, yes, 13 years this year in October. So I'm glad to say that, and I'm glad that you're here with me. We are celebrating Mother's Day weekend for all the mothers out there. If you've lost your mother, please still join. Please feel included and as well, and share this video if you can. So I was reading the book of Ecclesiastes, which talks about the writings of King Solomon around 935 BC. And as we know, King Solomon is the son or the successor of King David. And King Solomon began to write as well as his father did. And he wrote more about love, about songs, about wisdom notes, to consider in life. And he also gave some comparison and some contrast between life and death, the meaning of life versus the vanity aspect of riches. And King Solomon was the wisest man ever lived. And God asked him, what one thing do you want? And he said, I want wisdom. And God granted him wisdom, and God said, because you asked for wisdom and not wealth, I'm going to add wealth on top of that. So he was the richest of all time. He built the first completed temple of God, which comprised of gold, silver, cedar wood from the Lebanon region, and um, a lot of sophisticated materials they used during that time, and even the strategy at which they built the temple for God. The strategy that King Solomon implemented was the building of the temple in silence. There was no noise. There was no no talking. There was a sacred aspect implemented into the building of the temple, and that signified that God wanted the Israelites to construct a temple that was sacred, a temple that was untouched and pure and purified, and a temple that had a sort of strength for God to actually dwell in the most secret place of the temple. And that strength was where God dwelled. He dwelled at the Ark of the Covenant, where there was the strongest power, uh, from God, and the glory of God was in that particular place. So it had to be built in such a way that signified the presence of the living God. And David wanted to build a temple first, but God said, no, you can't build a temple because you're not clean. I will let your son build a temple because he is clean and you're not. So you're not able to build a temple. So that architectural plan was given to or passed down to King Solomon once he became king, so that he could commence the building of the temple. Um, so, from my understanding, he built the first temple. The temple was built and completed, I want to say, a couple of decades it took, and for materials to be brought in, for the actual erection of the building and the foundation, and the gold to be laid properly according to the plan. And also, it took time because um, took more time because, again, it had to be built in silence. There were no tools, there were no chisels of that sort. All of that had to be done off-site and then brought in, completed for building. So it took some decades to build. And read that book, the book of Ecclesiastes, right after the book of Proverbs. So do read that this Mother's Day weekend. It's just maybe 9 chapters, I want to say 9 short chapters that you can begin. 9 to 12 chapters that you, 12 chapters that you can begin reading and you can finish in a short period of time. The conclusion that King Solomon came up with was that fear God and obey his commandments, for this is the duty of every person. God will judge us for everything that we do, and including every secret thing, whether good or bad. So that's the conclusion of the Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 through 14. So he gives some good points. He gives some good wisdom points in the book. He talks about life in comparison to death, how we should focus on preparing for death, because ultimately all of us are going to have to meet that point in life. He also talks about wisdom and foolery. Having wisdom is better than having foolery. Being sober is better than being drunk. Um, being pure is better than being promiscuous. Advice for old and young. He gives advice um, for diligence and generosity. I'm reading from the New Living Translation, and there's some great memory verses in this book as well if you're reading from that version of the Bible. The King James Version, I have that version as well. So I'm going to compare and contrast the wordings later this evening, and if you're willing, you can join me as well, just to compare and contrast. And obedience, wickedness and righteousness, wisdom for life, limits of human wisdom. He was very wise, a very wise king. He was so wise that people in his time, Queen Sheba, traveled from afar to meet him and to know and ask questions because he was so wise in his time. He was well before his time. And so he got a lot of publicity behind his wisdom. And like I said, he talked with Queen Sheba, he talked with other leaderships, and they wanted to ask questions and to know about his life and the advantages of being King Solomon. So, yeah, so this is a good read if you are interested or willing to share. So I think it's a great opportunity for Mother's Day weekend to share with your children or to share with your loved ones. It's a good opportunity to share with um, those who are raising children, those who are wanting a better relationship with their loved ones and families. The book of Ecclesiastes is a great start. So yeah, I would suggest this book as a great read for Mother's Day weekend. And if you have questions, comments, please let me know. Topic suggestions as well, please let me know. And I'll be happy to get back with you on it. If I had to leave a scripture with you, I would leave. There's so many good scriptures of encouragement, and also of what's to come, the end times as well. So let's see. I think it's Second Peter. Second Peter. Let's go to Second Peter. Second Peter in the Bible has some great comforting scriptures for us. So I will go there in the New Testament. Let's go to Second Peter. I want to say Second Peter. there's the scripture in Second Peter that says God is not slow, but He's merciful and He's graceful, granting us grace and mercy to give us more time, to grant us more time to get in alignment His with His word, and to get in alignment with what He desires us to be as children of God, so that we will be prepared in the end times against the danger of wrath. And so I want to say Second Peter chapter 5. Let's see. No, I'm sorry. Second Peter. I want to say Second Peter, maybe chapter 2. Okay, so Second Peter is written by Peter, and it is written in 67 AD, shortly before his execution. The outline, or the purpose, is to warn believers against false teachers and to encourage them to grow in the grace and knowledge of Jesus Christ. Strategy for spiritual growing, warning against false teachers, exhortations concerning the return of the Lord. Yeah, so Second Peter is a warning that God is not slow about His return, but yet He's allowing mercy and grace for those who have not heard, those who are on the fence of deciding to whether they want to become a Christian. He is giving time for sinners who have backslid to return. He's giving time for anyone, Jew, Gentile, pagan, to turn to the cross for forgiveness of sin. And he is warning that the end times, the last days, will be scoffers who will laugh at the truth and do not ever do every evil thing they desire. This will be their argument. Jesus promised to come back. Did He? So they deliberately forget that God made the heavens by the word of His command. God has also commanded that the heaven and the earth will be consumed by fire on the day of judgment. So judgment is coming, and don't forget that He's still soon to come. He hasn't come yet, but He says that He will come back the same way He left. He will come back. He will descend to the Mount of Olives, and He will come with judgment. He will come with the sword. He will come as a lion and not the lamb that He once came before, but He will come as a roaring lion ready for judgment. And He will also come with His legions of angels, His army, to pass judgment. And so we are to be ready. So that's the book of Second Peter, and I'm going to leave with you. And I hope that this has been inspiring, and it has been a place of warmth and um, encouragement. So this is Dr. Erica signing off. I hope to see you on the future video. Happy Mother's Day weekend. Take care. Dr. Erica signing off. Bye-bye.